Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I am partnered up with Will's Weather and we will be partnered up for the majority of our videos, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. One on the system that is currently bringing rain and snow to New England, possibly even some severe weather. We've had a couple of tornado warnings today throughout the state of Connecticut and also going into Massachusetts, and then that cold front extending all the way back down to the southeast, bringing a massive cool down. Some areas are going to be going from the 80s today down to the high 60s. How cold will it get? We'll tell you all about that coming up. And once again, there's a severe threat I was just telling you about, going all the way from northern North Carolina all the way up into southern Maine. How long will this last, and where is it going to be affecting? That's all coming up right here on Liam's Weather and Will's Weather. Thank you all so much for joining us. Once again, I am future meteorologist Tim County, and he is future meteorologist Will Rowe. And once again, we are now partnered up, and we will bring you the latest details on everything going from severe weather down to tropical weather to winter weather. We have got it all on the table. So once again, here's the current look at our atmospheric setup. Big central low stationary over the mid-Atlantic. Rain on the eastern side of the 95 corridor, snow back out towards the west in the eastern Great Lakes. Some of the higher snowfall totals there into upstate New York and also into the upper parts of Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire. So here's a current look at the forecast for the rest of our day today. Thunderstorms continuing throughout the DC metro area, going all the way up into southern Maine. While we're getting showers and thunderstorms down there up in the north, all across the rest of the country is looking pretty nice, topping out at 72 down there in Corpus Christi, Texas, topping out there at 78 in Portland, Oregon, and 37 in Denver with a mix of snow showers. And here's a current look at, once again, our big cool down going from probably in the 80s today all the way down to the 60s. There is really no frost likely. Here's a current look at your low temperatures for tomorrow morning. Basically, if you live on the PD and on the border belt, you'll be topping out in the high 30s, and then you'll be topping out in the low 40s down there in Grand Trent areas. And then you have a slight chance of seeing some frost possible there along the PD down the border belt. And then as you go into Thursday, that system that is in the northeast will start to clear out, leaving most areas with mostly sunny skies, possibly a few snow showers still lingering around up there in the upper state of New York. But other than that, the bulk of the action is away. So other than that, the country is looking pretty good, except for a couple of areas. And then as you go into Friday morning, we're still going to be dealing with a pretty nice chill to start off the day. A couple more areas have a decent shot of seeing some frost. Places like Sherrod, Bennettsville, Laurinburg, and also going down there in Lumberton. All those temperatures topping out in the high 30s. And then really warming up, starting the day off really nice down there along the coast, topping out at 46 in Myrtle Beach and 47 in Murrells Inlet. And once again, here's a current look at that big change coming, going from 80 this afternoon all the way down into the high 30s by tomorrow morning. So a very big cool down. Definitely be sure that you have that jacket on as you head out the door to work or school. And then to end the week, a very messy end to the week. We have a big central low coming up from the southern Pacific Ocean, bringing a lot of thunderstorms there in places like Dallas, Texas, Corpus Christi, and then also getting some of that rain in there in New Orleans. And then as you head into Saturday, the system continues to push off to the east, now affecting places like Dixie Alley, Atlanta, Georgia, New Orleans, Louisiana, and then also pushing into the Carolinas with a decent shot of seeing some thunderstorms down there in Charlotte, North Carolina, topping out at 67, while other areas are getting mostly rain. And then all the way back out there into the interior Northwest, another system will be entering the U.S., bringing a pretty messy start to the weekend to places like Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. And here's a graphic that shows you how much rain we are expecting in places like Myrtle Beach, Florence, and Lumberton, South Carolina, possibly up to an inch there on the GFS, a little bit more than that at 2.6 on the European. Florence, South Carolina, topping out at 1.3 on the GFS, a little bit more than that on the European model, topping out almost at 3.5 inches, and then just under an inch of rain in Lumberton on the GFS, and almost just about 2.5 inches on the European model. And it is definitely possible that we're going to be seeing a big soaking come Saturday day. And then here's a current look at Sunday. The system that was in the Carolinas will start to push off into the Northeast. So places that are currently being affected by this system backing up once again on Sunday. So Boston, Massachusetts, New York City, getting into some of that rain, and then the cold front is still affecting parts of Central Florida, places like Orlando and Miami, and then back out to the interior Northwest. That system is still stalled out there, so we're getting some rain down there in Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, and also Seattle, Washington. So now let's switch over to our tropical outlook. Here's a current look at the Atlantic Basin right now. We're starting to see a lot more action or thunderstorm activity firing up just off the western coast of Africa. Thankfully, we're not really seeing anything right now that is going to be any threats to the United States. They would have to be something in the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, or the North Atlantic, and we're really not seeing that right now. But we will definitely keep an eye on all those big blow-ups down there just off the western coast of Africa. So I'm now going to turn it over to Will, and he's going to tell you the rest.
All right, thank you, Liam. Yeah, so here's the surface map that we're looking at today. This was a few hours ago, 1542Z. So that was about 11 o'clock or so this morning. But you see this cold front moving through the central Carolinas right here into Georgia and the Florida Panhandle. That's going to be our dry cold front, and that's also the reason that we're having some strong gusty winds here in the Carolinas and along the East Coast. If you see the isobars, these black lines, those are called isobars. Those represent lines of equal pressure. The lines of equal pressure is what causes stronger winds. The closer they are together, that's the stronger the winds are.
And if you see, I hate to interrupt you. Am I on the right graphic?
I'm on the surface map. I'm on slide 16.
16. Okay, that's what I'm getting confused about. I'm still.
I'm looking at the slideshow on my computer, so I'm talking on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Now you're on the surface map.
All right, it's all good. But yeah, so you see, once again, we have this cold front through the Carolinas and the southeastern part of Georgia, and then pushing off onto the Atlantic coast. It's into the Florida Panhandles too. This is the reason for our strong gusty winds here along the East Coast. That's because of these black lines. The closer they are together, those are called isobars, by the way. The closer those are together, the stronger the winds are going to be. But if you look somewhere such as the Central Plains right here into Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, those are going to be the weaker winds because the lines are more spread out. So the differences in pressure is what causes winds, if you didn't know that. So let's take a look at our convective outlook for today. You see we have a slight risk of severe weather over here in the New Jersey, parts of Maryland, parts of southern New York. That's really where we're seeing this tornadic activity and these stronger thunderstorms today. And then if we take a look at our day 3, we're going to skip day 2. Day 3, this is on Friday. You see we're having that low pressure system over Texas. That's going to be bringing some strong, possibly a tornado outbreak, at least a severe thunderstorm outbreak, if not tornado outbreak, into parts of western Dixie Alley and definitely into parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Then day 4, moving closer to home here in South Carolina, you see Dixie, like you was talking about, Dixie Alley is going to be seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms with the 15%, which is probably a slight or a enhanced risk of severe weather as of right now. And then let's turn it over to our fire danger. Today we have a red flag warning across all counties in South Carolina, up into North Carolina. That's because we have a critical fire danger because of relatively low humidity to about 24%. And we have these strong gusty winds, which also fuels into the fire, adding the oxygen and causing it to spread quicker. So please do not burn today. And then if we take a look, I think he added the convective outlook one extra time. But yeah, here's a look at our 7-day forecast for the upstate. If you see, the counties are labeled up to the right side of the graphic. I'm on the Upstate Forecast.
Is that the severe risk?
No, slide 22, the forecast.
22. I apologize. 22.
It's all good.
Upstate Forecast. Here we go. The 10-day or the 7-day. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So you see, if you're in the upstate, the counties are labeled to the top right on the South Carolina. But you see, like I said, we have this red flag warning in place, and that goes until 8 o'clock tonight with our temperatures into the 60s for this afternoon. I think they have already peaked. And then tonight, you see, we're getting down to possibly freezing in the upstate and definitely into the more mountain regions. You have a freeze warning in effect tonight in the Blue Ridge mountain regions, but closer inland and in the Midlands, you have a frost advisory for temperatures possibly dipping down into the 30s. But let's talk upstate for a second. You got those drenching rains from that low pressure system in Texas on Friday that will be making its way east, and it will be here on Saturday. You see, on Friday we have a chance of showers very late in the evening. Temperatures will mostly stay in the 60s for the first part of the week, and then as we move out, as that cold front moves out, you have temperatures in the 70s getting up into the 80s
And I
by
just want to
early
add
or mid
something
next
real
week.
fast. The current forecast for Saturday during the day, our best shot of rain is going to be on Saturday, but then come Saturday afternoon and also night, and then we get the chance of seeing some possible thunderstorms. As far as the severe risk goes, we're not looking at a severe weather outbreak of any sort, no tornadoes. It is possible that with this cold front we can see some straight line wind damage, but we're not looking at a severe weather outbreak or anything like that. Just a couple of thunderstorms moving through the area, but nothing severe.
Yeah, a few thunderstorms, like you said, moving through the northern Midlands, and then like if we go back to slide, Liam, can you take it back to slide 19 for me, please, to show?
19, I got you.
All right, so 19, as you see, this 15% area does go through the southern part of South Carolina, which will be where we see the strongest of thunderstorms if we have thunderstorms here in the region, but they are going to be possible more north, but just not as strong
The
in
best chance is going to
intensity.
be down there in that 15% range. I mean, you could have a thunderstorm anywhere, but if we're going to be talking about the area that we're most concerned, as far as severe thunderstorms.